Good morning, Trial Mob. So as you guys know, Joytoy had a wonderful 2022 year with all of the releases that we had. And as you'll see in a moment here, most of them were basically Warhammer 40k, which I know drained a lot of people's wallets. So big shout out to Patrick Chan. He basically posted this on the premium page letting us know somebody had basically put together everything you're about to see now that has basically a breakdown of a month per month release schedule of 2022 for Joytoy. So we're going to go ahead and do a little recap. By all means, just go ahead and fast forward through all this. I'm going to be talking a little bit about each one and what I didn't get, what I did get. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't get a lot, but we're going to go into it right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at how marvelous of a year 2022 was for not only Joytoy, but for a lot of us Warhammer 40k fans. And of course, let me know what you guys did buy, what you guys didn't buy, why you didn't buy it, and what you would have liked to have gotten last year that we might get this year. Okay, so starting in January, as you can tell, some incredible releases. A lot of Primaris stuff, some of the Reavers, some of the other bigger figures. You know, we had, I think, one of the first big releases, or I guess this would have been the second set of releases of some of the Chaos Space Marines and the Black Legion stuff, the Hellbrute in the back. I mean, some obviously incredible stuff. And then, of course, Joytoy with its own IP, we got a few more of the larger robots, some of the more medium-sized stuff. I do believe that is a 1/24th scale stuff in the background, so that's pretty cool. The Hunters and stuff, so good stuff. February, surprisingly enough, was a little bit of a quiet month, but we did get the Cult of Sanreha releases. It was basically all the motorcycles and 3 of the figures. I know a lot of people really like this stuff. I had mentioned that it was kind of like a Borderlands type thing, and a lot of people really like that. I remember that on Facebook, a lot of people were posting that they were getting these guys. So this was definitely a bit of a popular release, original IP popular release for Joytoy, considering I think this was the only month that they didn't release a Warhammer 40k figure, so go figure. Now, without skipping a beat, obviously Joytoy in March came in heavy. We got a lot more Warhammer 40k stuff, so more Primaris stuff, basically chapter champions, a few other figures as well, and then of course on the Black Legion side, some more basically their heavy unit stuff, all their Gatling guns and stuff like that. So really cool stuff. I'll tell you the truth, so far for these 3 months, I don't think I got any of these. It's not that I didn't want to. There's just a lot of different releases that were coming out, and I was focusing on some other stuff. And of course, for me, the size of the Primaris is still a little too small, so I've yet to buy them. But the Chaos Space Marines, the Black Legion stuff, I'm still thinking about pulling the trigger on some of that stuff. But again, Joytoy is just releasing stuff so fast, it's hard to keep up. And then, of course, at the end there, we have one of the Fear mech suits. Okay, now switching over to April. April saw some absolutely massive releases. So we got to see the Blood Angels and the Imperial Fists, and that's the Redemptor Dreadnought, or is that just a regular Dreadnought? I think that's a regular Dreadnought, actually, on both sides. But just what an incredible month April was. We got basically 2 new chapters. We got Dreadnoughts. I do kind of wish the Imperial Fist would have gotten a few other releases, but as you guys know, at this point, we have seen that they are going to get other releases. And actually, I think that was later in this same year. So we'll get to that in a second. And at the very right, you see another one of the Fear mechs, and of course, some of the Joytoy military stuff, the regular military stuff. I think those are the Freedom Fighters in the background, the Freedom Militia. I did get all 3 of the Freedom Militia. They're awesome. And I did get the Krieg as well. They're also awesome. But I got to give you guys a review on the Krieg later to kind of specify what went wrong on that release. All right. Now, okay, making it to May, we finally got something that I know a lot of people wanted to see, which was basically the Space Wolves. So we got the Space Wolves. We also got their version of their Dreadnought, which is absolutely amazing. On the right there, you see another Fear mech. And then on the left, we got something that was kind of cool. It was basically a release of all 4 different chapters. Maybe not all 4, but we got the Space Wolves, the Blood Angels, we saw the Black Templar, which was really cool, and then again the Imperial Fist, and then that's the Redemptor Dreadnought, which was absolutely massive. So again, big release day for May. I know that some of you guys were keeping up with these releases. How and what do you do for work that you guys are able to afford to buy every single one of these? Because none of these are cheap, and they came out in force on a month-to-month basis. Now, I remember touching base on a lot of this stuff in a lot of my news videos, but June was an insane month. Oh my God. So we saw for the first time the 1/12 figures of Joytoys coming out. You see those at the very right. We saw some of the Sorrow Forces, that basically Joytoy's version of a Space Marine. I still think they're the perfect size, and they're the size that the Primaris should be. But we saw Imperial Fists. We got the Orc Wa finally joining in the Warhammer 40k, basically a bunch of commandos. Again, more chapter leaders in the background. We got Ragnar Blackmane on the left. Man, that was an incredible release. I do lament not getting him, but until they make a bigger figure, I don't know if I can commit to that. Then we got some of the Outriders, Black Templar and Primaris. Somebody remind me what kind of dreadnought that is on that back left. Is that just a regular dreadnought? Still, what an incredible month June was. Okay. Now, July saw a lot of cool stuff as well. More orc stuff on the giant squig. I forget what exactly that's called. That I definitely want to buy at some point. That's just too raw not to get. Then we saw some of the like Dynasty Warrior style stuff that they were getting to the very left. I didn't get any of those. The articulation wasn't what I wanted it to be, but a few people did do a couple of reviews. They did like it. And then we got to see for the first time ever Firstborn Space Marines, and they are, I think, actually kind of properly sized. So I'm still considering buying these guys here on the left with the wolves, just because I do believe they're properly sized and they look great. The guys in the front, the Joytoy military guys, I didn't get any of that. Another Cult of San Reha release on the right there, basically a fourth member, probably the most badass looking one. And then of course a few more mechs on the right to kind of round up July. Okay, that was a good release date. And then August saw, this I still need to buy. At some point I'm going to get to it, but on the very left we get basically all of the what are these called, the Grey Knights, just a full release. I do plan on buying these. I tried actually buying one yesterday on Locker Toys. They were sold out, so I'm trying to go through AliExpress to potentially get you guys something so I can review it. Some more Ultramarine stuff in the middle. Another one of the Sorrow Forces, that was pretty cool. And then more of the 1/12 scale Joytoy stuff, looking real nice. But again, I really like what we got with the Grey Knights, and as far as I can tell, the Grey Knights are also basically firstborn, so they're scaled pretty properly. They're kind of big, and they would scale properly with what would have been firstborn Space Marines. So that's why for me it's a chapter release that I definitely want to get my hands on at some point. And then Jesus, September, holy hell, how do I not remember any of this stuff? Like some of this stuff is just an absolute. Okay, so we got basically Ultramarine stuff, we got Blood Angel stuff, and look at the big Redemptor in the background. And this was a really cool set. I'm actually really surprised I didn't see as much happening in this month, or even in December per se, of the releases of these guys. Awesome Action Toys does a good job of getting a lot of these guys, so I did see a few of those. And then of course a bunch of releases on the Imperial Fist side, but I really don't feel like I saw them get that much love. I'm not really sure if people are just running out of money by this point in September. Their wallets were definitely hurting, and people obviously need money for everything that's starting during this time of the year. But a lot of releases, more of the Dynasty Warrior style stuff on the right, some other Cult of San Reha stuff. So September was a wild month. And then October, holy hell. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, I really want the Black Templar stuff. I almost caved and bought some Black Templar stuff, but I was like, no, just wait. We might see one more size up, and when they do, that'll be the moment that I'll probably purchase. And then we got the Tau stuff, which, by the way, I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you guys have watched this far into the video, I have already ordered basically all the Tau stuff except for the Crisis Battle Suits. So those will be coming in a few weeks, or maybe a couple days, and I'll try to get a review for you. But that Black Templar stuff is so sick, dude. So sick. More Dynasty Warrior stuff on the left, more of the SRO units, looking real tight. And then some Ultramarine stuff with Calgar right there. I've heard some good things about that as well. So, take a look. But October was an incredible month as well. Who here wasn't already broke by October? I'm pretty sure I was definitely running on fumes halfway through the year with this Joytoy stuff. But anyways, hitting November, definitely I would say a more quiet release. As you guys can see here, some more Ultramarine stuff on the right. Another release from the Space Wolves on the left, and right down the middle we have the White Scars. And I love the White Scars. I like the whole Mongolian look to them, especially them riding their bikes. The only thing stopping me from buying any of this stuff, I promise you, is just the scale. I just want to see if we're going to get a 3.0 figure that might fix that last little half inch that we need for it to be more properly scaled. But these guys look absolutely incredible. But I don't remember seeing really any reviews on any of this stuff. So I'm wondering if people were just at this point had to choose between buying presents for people for December or, buying this kind of stuff. So I understand if a lot of you at this point were starting to run out of money or run out of resources for this stuff. But I would definitely like to see more content on these guys. And then, of course, December saw more Black Templar stuff. So Black Templar people rejoice. We got to see one more champion for the Ultramarines, another one of the Dynasty Warrior style figures. Then we got all the Adeptus Sororitas stuff and Adeptus Custodes stuff. Oh my god. Now here's the deal. I was going to buy the Adeptus Sororitas stuff before I bought the Tau stuff. All sold out. I have a big feeling that, we're already in early January. A lot of people are buying their stuff probably, at the end of December. Probably started ordering their stuff, so that stuff should be coming in soon. I'm pretty convinced that most of you guys are probably going to be giving us a lot of content on this coming up soon, because if it's sold out on Locker Toys and it's sold out on a lot of places, a lot of you have bought in it. Hopefully I can get my hands on it too. I would love to give you guys a review of those guys. I don't know how I feel about the Custodes, but the sororities themselves are perfectly scaled. Alright, Trial Mob, so the year 2022 will go down as one of the greatest release years for Joytoy and for Warhammer 40k. So let me know what you guys actually bought. Let me know what you didn't buy that you plan on buying this year retroactively. Again, let me know in the comments what your favorite release was. What would be, and this is the main question because I want people to see this and I want people to know what people are buying. But if you bought multiple of these sets, regardless if it was Warhammer 40k or just the regular Joytoy stuff, what was your favorite release? What's the one that if right now Joytoy went up in flames and you could only save one set, what would be that one set that you think other people would love the most as well? Let me know what you guys think. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you can. And let me know which one was your favorite month as well, all right? But happy 2023. Hopefully we can get a lot more content out this year. But until then, I'll see you in the next one.